Okay, hi. It's Asher. I'm really excited to do this my 5K Q&A. It's crazy to me that there's 5,000 people who have chosen just to listen to these audios, and yeah, I always want to say thank you. I mean, like, there would be no point doing it if people weren't listening to it. But I really enjoy these Q&As, and I think you guys do too. Well, I've got 93 questions, so I hope you do. I will just say as a disclaimer, this is the first thing I'm recording. This is the microphone problems. So hopefully everything's okay. If the quality's not amazing, I do apologize. I know people normally like to fall asleep to the Q&As, or just put them on in the background while they do something. So I hope the quality's all right, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope it's helpful for whatever you're using this to do. Also, I have no idea how many times I'm gonna say in this. Like, I feel like it's gonna be a lot, so if that's gonna annoy you or anything like that, I do apologize. Oh my god, I don't know. I just feel very excited, very emotional. I'm recording this ahead of time, like I've mentioned this. So for me right now, I'm trying to imagine how, I don't know, I mean, even with the amount of subscribers I have now, it's crazy. Like, especially at the moment when I post a video and I see the comments and I see how many people have watched it, it makes it feel really worth it to put that time in and to try and come up with ideas. Obviously I do a lot of requests at the moment because I am trying to stock up on videos. I'm recording this ahead of time because I got a lot going on soon. I'm also trying to build up like a stock of videos because same thing, and I don't want to leave you guys without any videos. But we will see how that goes. This whole microphone issue has really fucked with that. I can't lie. So yeah, we have 93 questions. The majority of them are like regular questions, but there's quite a lot of so I have this or that questions, like would you rather. Then I have regular questions, and then also assumptions about me, which I'm really excited for. I've read them because I like put them onto a document, but I don't know, I haven't like planned answers, so that's really exciting. I feel like this video is going to be probably at least an hour and a half long, maybe longer. It's probably going to break my computer, but you know, it's all right. I know Q&As never perform very well, but I love a Q&A. So, right, we're going to start with the this or that's. Okay, the first one is milk before cereal or milk after cereal, and then they also wrote, yes, this is important. I think this is like an easy one. You put the cereal in, you put the milk in, and then if you're getting anything else, like any more cereal, then it's okay to put it on top of the milk. But I normally just go, yeah, cereal and then milk. Yeah, the next one is, would you rather be hot or cold? I would, it depends. In general, I would rather be cold, but if it gets down to like a state of absolutely freezing or absolutely boiling, I'd rather be hot. Because if you're absolutely freezing, like, I don't know. But I think cold is better than hot in general for me. Tea or coffee? There was a lot of questions about like tea and coffee and how I make them and that kind of thing. I prefer iced coffee. I do like an iced tea, but you know, I don't drink hot coffee very often. So I would say, yeah, iced coffee, and then like herbal teas. I don't drink basically anything other than herbal tea, or maybe a fruit tea, but yeah. Would you rather live the rest of your life with a shaved head or shaved eyebrows? Personally, for me, I think eyebrows. like you can draw them back on. There's other options, I have quite long hair, so I think a shaved head would be a bit too much of a transition. Would you rather eat your favorite meal for the rest of your life or only have your least favorite meal for the rest of your life? The problem with that is that I feel like if I eat my favorite meal too often, it's going to become my least favorite meal. But then there are a lot of things I don't eat, so not a lot, but like, I'm not the biggest person like with meat. I prefer vegetarian options a lot of the time, at least at the moment. So I don't know. I feel like I'd have to say my favorite meal for the rest of my life, but then, I'd probably go off it at some point. There was also a lot of these like beach or city or the countryside or city. I've only ever really lived in cities. I love that cities are busy. I like that I can get everywhere easily. But, there's something about the countryside, like, I mean, I've done a couple of just like rambles next to the water, and I do really enjoy those. I feel very calm with those. I think I'm always calmer in the countryside, but to live in, I would prefer a city, but with, going to the countryside every now and then. Would you rather live in a world where it never rained or a world where it's always autumn/fall? Where it never rained. Well, I feel like a world where it's always autumn/fall, it's gonna rain a bit. I don't know if it doesn't rain, does it snow? And I guess if you're in a world where it never rains, everything's gonna die, like all the plants. I don't know if I'm taking this too literally, but I think where it's always fall is gonna be the better one for everyone. Then there was this or that, just that's the question. On the shape of the words, I think this is a better word, but that is a bit more like punchy. I don't know, I'm just answering the questions. Texting or calling? I prefer calling. I think it's really easy for words to get misconstrued, especially over tone in a text, and there's so much editing you have to do with a text, like, or at least for me, I spend a lot of time like rereading it over, being like, oh, is this good? Is this bad? I don't know. I just feel like calling is easier, less stressful. You can hear the reaction, like, oversized clothes or fitting clothes. Depends, again, what I'm doing. Honestly, probably oversized clothes, yeah, actually. Always comfier, Horror movies or romance movies? I'm not a big horror movie person, I'm not gonna lie. I like a rom-com, but like a full-on romance movie, I don't know, like, yeah, I think romance. Yeah. Dark clothes or light clothes. I don't know why I just can't pronounce the word clothes today. Probably darker clothes. I'm definitely like navy blues and dark wash jeans and maybe a dark green, that kind of thing. Those are yeah. And then cottage cheese or brie cheese. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big cheese person. I mean, there are definitely cheeses I like, but not like, these are both quite like wet cheeses, if you know what I mean. Like, I prefer something crumbly or like Edam or, something like that. Not, but between the two, probably brie, to be honest. Would you rather snack on something sweet or savory? I like sweet and savory. I'm so bad at answering these, and my thing is always like, it depends, or like, it's a mix. No, okay, sweet or savory? Probably sweet. Yeah. Would you rather get to choose anywhere to live, but you can only live there the rest of your life, or have to move every year to somewhere new? I feel like a year is not a bad amount of time to live somewhere before you move. And I like seeing places. I like going places. Yeah, I think move every year to somewhere. I think that's more interesting. I think, yeah. Okay. Would you rather sleep on a very, very cold room or a very, very hot room? I sleep in quite a cold room, so I would pick that one. And like I said earlier, I'd rather be cold than hot. Especially with this, like, you could be in a cold room but have a bunch of blankets, and that is definitely the kind of vibe I want to go for. And then I love this one, comfort audios or slice of life. Honestly, probably slice of life, but you can have a comfort audio that is a slice of life as well, so I think slice of life. Would you rather forget your phone password or computer password? Oh my god, that's so difficult. I use my phone for the majority of things, but then I use my computer for things that feel important, like booking things, and yeah. I think forget my phone, just because it's easier to take into somewhere to get it unlocked. And I could live without it for a bit. Would you rather be able to control time or be invisible? That one is so easy. Like, I would rather control time. I don't want to be invisible. I that would freak me out, and I feel like it would freak other people out. Sometimes I need like a little bit of a break. I need to be able to pause, and I feel like controlling time would be really helpful for that. So, the next one is Tony or Steve's team. There is a right answer. That's obviously from Captain America: Civil War. I think, in terms of they had a right not to be controlled, Steve's team. But I'm a big Spider-Man lover, so I don't know. No. I think, yeah, it's Steve's team. It did say there was a right answer. I don't know if I said that already. So it feels like a bit of a threat, but for me, Steve's team. Would you rather live in a dystopian movie universe or an action movie universe, and which one? I think an action movie, definitely, because, like a dystopian universe, that affects everyone. Like, normally they have like some lack of rights, or there's always shit going on that's not good for anyone. And sure, in an action movie, like, there's gonna be some violence, but it's like smaller scale than like a corrupt like if you think of the Hunger Games, they're not putting people in a pen and asking them, whatever. Anyway, I think action movie, yeah. I like this one also, big headphones or AirPods. AirPods, any day. Sometimes, this is gonna make me sound really bad, sometimes I wear both. I have my AirPods in, and then I have my headphones on also, but, like, playing two different things, that probably makes me sound like a psychopath, but in general, AirPods, yeah. Okay, Halloween or Christmas? Honestly, I think Christmas. I see, I like to see family. I like the vibe. I like that it lasts longer than Halloween. I do appreciate like the fall vibes, the Halloween, but no, Christmas. Christmas is it for me. Okay, so the next 10 questions are all from one person. We're on to the regular questions now. They're all from Kemper. So what I've done, I've put all the ones with people that left names first, and then we just have the unnamed questions. So, yeah. So the first 10 of these are from Kemper. So the first one is, what is your favorite perfume at the moment? And again, this is gonna make me, well, it might not make me sound bad, but like I kind of just go places when I smell something I like, that's what I pick up. The thing I use at the moment, it doesn't have a name, it's just the names of the scents. It's like citrus and bergamot or something. Those are usually the kind of flavors, no, god, those are usually the kind of scents I go for, is like, yeah, something citrusy, something a bit musky, to be honest. When I saw this question, I googled the stuff I use, and I was like, what are the actual notes in this? And yeah, so musk came up, so I guess yeah. Is there any place inside the US that you'd like to visit? There are a bunch of places I haven't been yet. I haven't been to New York, and I'd like to. I think that'd be cool. I feel like, you know, it's a big thing. I'd like to go, I don't know if I'd like to go to LA. I mean, I'm sure I could find something I'd enjoy basically anywhere that I haven't been. So, you know, but I don't have like a list of places inside the US that I want to go, so. What moments or items give you a feeling of nostalgia? That is so difficult. I'm big on photos. They give me a lot of nostalgia. Videos as well. Music. Definitely. Yeah. Things where I can like remember the time. I'm a very nostalgic person. Like, even when this is bad, but even when stuff is happening, I feel a bit like, oh, I miss this already. More just that like I appreciate that like something I don't know how to say it. More that I like when I know something good is gonna come to an end soon. I'm aware of it, very aware of it. So yeah. The next question was like, do you have a type or a preference when it comes to dating? And if so, what? I'm just going to use this because I got a lot of questions about like my type, my sexuality, how I prefer to be like in the bedroom. So I'm just going to use this one as like a general insert all here. First of all, so there were even some that were just like, are you a lesbian? I would probably say I'm bi. I don't really, maybe pan. I don't really like have a label for it because, again, with do you have a type? It's very loose. There are definitely people that look similar that I find attractive, but I've never been a big person for celebrity crushes. Like, I get them sometimes, but I find myself having crushes when like I know someone, which is awful because it means like, you know, I've had crushes on my friends, and that is not a fun place to be in. But yeah, I know. Sometimes I like quite either like a feminine guy or a masculine woman. I do I don't know. It's really hard because like I say that and then that excludes like a whole group of people that I find really attractive. I kind of just find most people attractive. I don't know. It's not, like I said, it's not a big looks kind of thing for me. It's much more of a personality thing and a vibe thing. There have been people and I met them, I didn't find them attractive, and then we spent like half an hour like laughing, and I'm like, honestly, actually, maybe, you know, and like just the more time I spend with them, the more attractive they become to me. So like with all the questions about like what's my type, what's my preference, all that kind of thing, like they're really hard to answer just because like there's no way really just to put it in a box. My friends are usually pretty good at like spotting people that like I have like an initial attraction to, but like I said, things for me, they build up once I like I'm talking to a person and once I'm getting to know a person. As for like the other half of those questions, it's kind of the same, if that makes sense. Like, I like some variation in my life, and for me it's just important that like me and a partner can get around that together really well, and that we can both be flexible, if that makes sense, you know? This is going on YouTube, so, you know, I'm not gonna like, yeah. I hope that answers things. I feel like I phrased things all right, but we'll see. And then there was this one. So all of these are still from Kemper. Is there any chance you can make an audio for listeners that are POC, specifically to do with like taking down braids or curly hair routines and that kind of thing? And I saw this and I really, really, really want to do it. Especially because I have curly hair, and it's like, I wonder if I could do an audio where we're like, me and the listener are like looking at the differences in our routines, because like I don't have that kind of curly hair, but like, yeah, I really want to do that. But obviously I've had the microphone issues. Whether or not I've done it, whether when I put out the Q&A it'll be here, any of that, I don't know. I would love to, genuinely. So we'll see. I hope I can. The next one's, what is my favorite flower? It's really basic. I like a rose. I'm sorry. I do. I also like lavender a lot. I think lavender's I love it. It smells great, you know, all that kind of stuff. And also like forget-me-nots. I like those. They're cute. I don't know. Yeah. I don't have like any strong affiliations towards any flowers, and I think roses are pretty, so yeah, you know, that's that. If you feel comfortable with sharing, how tall are you? So I'm about 5'3.5", 5'4", but you know, that's like average height in most places. So I don't always feel like I'm average height, because for some reason I seem to gravitate to like tall people, and then they like, you know, they do that thing. They like, I know, like if I need to ask them to like grab something, literally, like just because it's on like a top shelf or something, and then they're always like, oh, haha. But you know, I am like average height. There's nothing interesting about that. So, what is your favorite era in terms of fashion? I don't know. Honestly, I love a flared jean. I love a baggy jean. I do like color. I like a pop of color, but like normally like one color, like not like one color, but like, I mean like a bright color, but not a lot of different bright colors at once. I don't know. I like the 70s stuff. I like some 90s stuff. I do think 2000 stuff was very cute, obviously. So, I don't know. Yeah. And then how would you describe your personal style? There were a lot of questions about this as well. It's quite like, it fits in with fall quite well. So, you know, I'm quite happy with the time of year it is at the moment. Yeah, like I said, I have some flared jeans. I love them. I'm not gonna lie, one of my priorities is sometimes just comfort, so that's normally when I go for a baggy jean. And again, like I said, I don't wear a lot of pastels, so yeah, I don't really like, I think when I say like it's quite fall colors and that kind of thing, I think you know what I mean. Yeah, I hope so. And then favorite music genre and artist. I feel like it changes all the time. I I have to be honest, I am a bit of a sucker for pop music. I talked about this in the last Q&A. Like, there are definitely things I appreciate. I love Billy Joel. I love Jeff Buckley. I mean, who doesn't? But, like, you know, I love older stuff as well. Like stuff from the 80s and sometimes the 70s. But at the moment, it would probably be, I do like Sabrina Carpenter and also Leve. I love Leve. I have for like years, genuinely. You know, I can't remember if I spoke about it in the last one or the first one. I do love Leve. I love her jazz. It's very calming. I play it, you know, you can play it at any time of day and it feels appropriate. Yeah. So the next one is, what is your idea of a perfect date? And that is from Ria. Something where we can talk a lot. I like dinner. Dinner's cute, but not always like interesting. I love walks, even just going on a walk. That's a really cute date. I've always thought like at a fairground or at a theme park is kind of cute, you know, especially as like a first date, because it can break like that touch barrier a bit, especially if like there's a scary ride or something. But yeah, something where you're not like a cinema date just because you can't talk. I mean, when you're in like a fully established relationship, then yeah, sure, like that's cute, and then you can talk about it after. But like to start off with, something where you can talk, definitely. And then I loved this question like so much. This is I made when I was saying, oh, like if you know anyone needs any inspo, blah 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 blah, or whatever it was that I said, like the more random the better. I was referring to this one. Like I saw this and I was like, more of this, please. Do you like big droopy trees, big spiky trees, or normal sized normal trees? That's from Katie. I love a big spiky tree. They're cute. I do like a droopy tree, like a weeping willow kind of thing, but I don't know, gotta give it to big spiky trees. Are there any roleplay ASMR accounts that you would like to collab with? Yes and no. In that, I mean, I said before, I really love Alex Talks ASMR. That's like the main one I listen to. I have started listening to like more just ASMR without talking, like the fluffy mic kind of ASMR, or cracking beeswax kind of stuff. Just because sometimes I get distracted with the words. But it would be really cool to collab. But at the same time, I don't normally write scripts. I've said this before. It's also nice to be able to talk about it again, because I've had a couple really, really, really nice comments recently, being like, oh, they feel very natural. Like, you know, that I think that's because I don't read off a script. I have a plan in my head and I follow the plan, but I don't have a script. Like, I just say what it feels like is appropriate to say next in the scenario, which makes collabing difficult if you're not doing it in real time, you know, because there's not you know, unless I was to record first and then the other person would work around that, which is not very fair on them, then I don't know. I haven't really done much with scripts ever, because I don't know, I find it harder. Like, you're very like restricted, and if you are gonna sway from the script a bit, then you know you have to make sure it's worth changing that person who originally wrote the script's like ideas, because I wouldn't want to change someone's script and then it to be like something that they really hate, you know? Okay, if you could spend one day as anyone, dead or alive, who would you pick and why? So if I could spend one day as anyone. That's crazy. I really should have like planned answers to these. One day as anybody. Honestly, like, it'd be cool to take the place of like a singer or something and just do a show. I used to do a lot of music. I don't do as much anymore. But it was always like quite chill, quite local stuff. So it would be really cool just for one day to experience like playing in front of a huge crowd. Like, that would be insane. Yeah. Yeah, that I think yeah, some kind of artist. I'm not sure specifically, because if, like, say I said Hayley Williams from Paramore, like, I would want to be playing my own stuff, but if I swap places with her, then, like, you know, I assume the rest of the band would stay the same, and then, you know, I don't know. And then, which of your audios are you most proud of, and why? So the last three were from Stephanie, but with knee spelled like the part of your body. Which of my audios am I most proud of? That's difficult, but I do think the ones I've been putting out recently, I think I'm quite proud of them. I've been trying to include more like SFX, and yeah. The other thing is I do enjoy the more emotional ones, the ones that I get to put a lot more acting into. So, yeah, there was, I think, a jealousy one I did not that long ago, and I really enjoyed doing that one. It might have been a while ago, I can't remember. Yeah, I think that kind of thing is really good. I am also proud of the ones that I feel hopefully are helpful. So like the first couple of videos I ever made, they were to do with SH and EDs, because I felt like those were the kind of things that were important to, they were the kind of things that it was like, it's difficult to explain, but it's the kind of support that I probably needed a bit of, and making something that helped to support someone else helped me out in that situation. And then since then, not just since like then, but like making something that could help someone else as a bit of an outlet kind of helped me a bit. So yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense, but so that kind of thing also is really important, and I'm proud of it because they're difficult for me to make. Like, it takes a lot from me, but also I'm proud of it because I hope they're helping other people. Like, I know I should make more, but like I said, they're kind of difficult to make for me. But even just having a couple out there, I just hope it's helpful, basically. Bit of a change of pace. How do you drink your coffee, if you drink coffee? So yeah, I do drink coffee. This is from Gina, by the way. I do drink coffee, normally iced, and also normally like not like super fancy with like syrups and stuff. Like, literally just coffee, maybe a little bit of sugar, and like some ice and milk. So yeah. The next one is, what do you do in your free time? Kind of this. No, I mean, yeah, I do this in my free time, but also like other generally creative stuff. Like I said, I used to do a lot of music. I've been trying to get a bit back into it, but it's very like, I got a lot of catching up to do. yeah, those are the main things. And also I watch a lot of things. I don't watch a lot of TV or anything, which I think will become evident when we get to the next bit. But when I do, it's with someone, so I have like some scheduled like movie nights and stuff that I have with friends, which I love. They're so cute. Any thoughts on doing jealous listener or speaker audios? I have a couple, I think, out there somewhere. I want to make more because, like I said, I like being able to put that emotion into it. But yeah, I have a couple, and I want to make more. Are there any times, yeah, I like these ones. Are there any times you felt like making audios doesn't make you happy? I wouldn't say it doesn't make me happy. I would say this whole microphone issue has been really fucking annoying. And that was a bit stressful. And like I said, I've got stuff coming up, which means I have to try and batch make some content. And again, microphone issues have not helped with that. But, you know, hopefully it's all okay. And I wouldn't say they don't make me happy. If it didn't make me happy, I would probably stop doing it. I'd leave it up here. I hope, unless something was that made me bring it down, I'd leave it up here because, like I said, some of these videos and some of these audios are hopefully helping people out. And I wouldn't want to take that like support away from someone potentially. I don't know. You can tell me if I'm being like stupid about it, but you know what I mean. But yeah, if it wasn't making me happy, I wouldn't do it. Sometimes, like I take a break. It's not because it's not making me happy. It's normally because I have other shit going on. But yeah. And how are you so far? I really hope you're doing good. I am actually. Like I said, got a lot going on, but it's mainly good stuff. And yeah, I think I'm in a good place, both in like my regular personal life, and I also feel like I'm in a good place with the channel, and yeah, I'm really happy about it. Did you ever feel awkward making audios when you first started? It was something to get used to. I do sometimes still feel awkward now. That's another problem, is like I have to be in quite specific circumstances to be able to record something. I mean, they're not that specific, but like, I don't know, some things just feel wrong if I try and do it. And especially when I put a lot of effort into something, I'm nervous about posting it. I'm like, if there's a lot in it for me, I'm nervous about posting it, but I always get such positive feedback from you guys. And that makes it so much easier, just, so yeah. The last 5 of those were from Jewel, so yeah. What was my favorite audio to record? Recently, the drunk listener one. I loved that. I was I was thinking through everything that I wanted to put into it as I was doing it, because I added some of the stuff in editing. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I love these, actually. Q&As, they're really fun. They take a lot of time and a lot of time to edit and that kind of thing. So, can't do too many of them. I mean, you guys would run out of questions, so, yeah, but I really enjoy them. And that was from Boo. What is my favorite periodic element? From Crowbitch. I hadn't planned ahead. I like lead, to be honest. I like that the symbol is PB because the Latin is plum bum. I learned that fact when I was like 11, and I have clung on to that one. So probably, yeah, lead. I know it's not like the best for you, but yeah. The next one is, when did you realize that you were into women? When I was like about 11 or 12, and then I spent a lot of my time as a teenager denying it and ignoring it and having sleepless nights over it. And then I was like, well, how about I just like, try and be a bit more open with myself about it, and then it went from there. So yeah, it was when I was young, but also, you know, it took a while. And do any of your relatives or friends know you make content like this? I have one friend who knows, which is great because I can share like the milestones with her, but I don't broadcast it just because, again, like I said, lots of the content I put some emotion into, and I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it like that if I knew that people that I know were like, I don't know, able to see it. So yeah, both of those were from Eugene. Do you have a favorite word? From Brie. A favorite word. I always used to like the word mollusk. I don't know why. It's just kind of satisfying to say. It's not a great favorite word. I don't eat seafood, so I don't even know why, but yeah, that's it. Do you ever think you'll do a face/hand reveal? Probably not at the moment. Like I said, like the anonymity of this allows me to make stuff that I would be scared to put out otherwise. So I think that would make it harder for me to put out content because, you know, it would feel more, I'd feel more like open to people knowing who I am and how I feel, as opposed to just how I feel. Hand reveal, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. If there's one thing you could be naturally talented at, what would it be? I wish I could speak more languages. Like, you know, I work at it, but yeah, being able to speak more would be ideal. We're on to the questions now where they're like from the people who didn't want to have a name. Are you dressing up for Halloween? I am, probably. I haven't fully decided on my costume yet. I'm doing like two things, so I have to figure out which of the two, because they're the same night. I have to figure out which of the two, like, I prioritize costume-wise, because they clash a bit, but we'll see. And would you do theme videos like Halloween or Marvel or something like that? That could be really cute. That could be cool. I've had a couple ideas. Can't remember if I posted anything last year. I feel like I ran out of time. Like, I had an idea. I might have even recorded it. And then, yeah. What do you think every single person should experience in their life? A really, really good friendship group. I think that's something I've been blessed with. And yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have to elaborate on that. I don't know, how much I can say on it. Like, for me, friendships are very fulfilling, and they don't fulfill, like, the space that a partner would, but, they're very important to me, and I've had some really great people in my life, and I think everyone should get great people in their life, and everyone deserves great people in their life. What is one thing you wish never existed? That's difficult. Like, there are so many things. It's hard to pick one, My immediate thought went to, like, nukes, to be completely honest. They do awful shit, and they keep people scared, which, sucks. Then I was thinking about, like, all the damage, you know, we done in terms of like destroying reefs and stuff. I'm not sure how deep this question was meant to be, because it could just be like, oh, I wish black licorice never existed. But like, you know, there are so many things, and they're mainly like caused by us, that should never have, yeah. And yeah. Do you enjoy going to see concerts? And if so, who would be your dream person to go and see? I do. I haven't been to like tons and tons and tons, but I love the ones I have been to. They've been amazing. And I am not available to go to like, and so I didn't even try and get tickets for Leve's tour. And I wish I could. It looks amazing. Every single video I see from it is like amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a certain fashion aesthetic? And if so, what would you say it is? This is similar to the ones earlier. I think, if I had to like sum it up, it's somebody who always misjudges how cold they're gonna get by not wearing enough layers, but is also like dressing as if it's fall all year round. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I know there are like words that almost describe my aesthetic, but also it feels really cringy saying them, so that's the best I can give you. If you acted for a movie, what genre would it be? I'd quite like something like, I'd love to be in a murder mystery, actually. I was gonna say like Spies. I'd love to be in a murder mystery, but not like the person that's being killed, like, and also not the detective. I don't know, actually. I'd quite like to be the like detective sidekick. I feel like I could pull that one off. The next question, this is the 59th question as well. Have you ever been obsessed with someone? Yeah, possibly. I mean, I think I did a good job at hiding it. I ended up talking to some friends about it like a year later, and they're like, wait, what? Yeah. But then, you know, I feel like people, yeah, I feel like a lot of people have been. Do you read often? I used to read so much more. I do now. I have picked it back up again. I love a murder mystery. I mean, I think that's quite clear. Something tense. Yeah. I do read kind of often, and I wish I had more time to read. What is your least favorite season? I think from like via a process of elimination, I have to say spring. I love spring. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. But I love fall. I love winter. And I love summer. So, you know, if someone randomly gave you $1,000, would you trust them and take it? Anyone on the street, if they gave me $1,000, I would probably assume that I'm like a middleman, like for something, and yeah, so probably not. No, I'd probably be like, not today, but yeah, probably not. What is your dream career? Something social, like not somewhere where I'm sat in like in a box. I mean, I like a repetitive task. I've never had any issues with them, but yeah, I like to be able to talk to people and to hear stories, and maybe something in journalism. I don't know. What I would love actually is like if you could try 17 different areas or whatever, like try just every 3 months do a new job, like, and I mean, like, you know, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but like, yeah, I'm a very indecisive person, so maybe just something where I can do everything. What is a hobby that you've always wanted to try? Water skiing. That seems fun. I've never done it. I think that'd be cool. And the last one of the like regular questions is, who's your favorite queer singers? And honestly, I've been a Renee Rapp fan for quite a while. Like over a year. No, longer than that. Like before whatever Mean Girls, the movie, musical thing was, and all that kind of shit. So I love her so much. I love Chapel Roan. I mean, so, you know, I was really mad at myself when the Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess like got blown up, because I used to listen to My Kink is Karma when it was a single over and over and over again, and then the cover of it changed, obviously because the album had released, and I noticed, but I was like, whatever, and I never listened to the rest of the album. And then when it all like got famous, I listened, and I was like, I could have been listening to this for years, or well, you know, months, but anyway, no, I think it was years. I was listening to My Kink is Karma like 3 years ago. I don't know when it released. But yeah. So those are all of the regular questions. Now we are on to the assumptions, and I'm so excited about these. I don't really know how to like go through them, but we're just gonna give it a go, and yeah. So the first one is, you sound and act like someone who'd own a golden retriever. I love that. I love animals. They're so cute. Like, yeah, I'm not necessarily gonna like say, oh, that's true, that's false, whatever, because I think that could give a lot away. But yeah, you give off that you love fall. Well, I think from the rest of this Q&A, that's kind of, yeah, that one I might not need to say whether it's true or false, but you know, you're a short, sweet masc. Well, again, I've kind of already given like info about this, so yeah. And the next one is, you prefer tea over coffee. Warm, yeah. Cold, it's kind of a toss-up. You enjoy nature and the beach. See, I should have done these first or something, because anyway, I do. That's one obviously I can answer. I do. I love that. Yeah. I don't like sand a lot. Gets between my toes, and I hate that. But yeah. Next one, you're a college student and you have a small circle of friends / you're in your mid to late 20s. And also just like, I put next to it just like general age, because there were so many questions asking me like how old I was, like what my age was. Guys, I'm not gonna like tell you, but like, you're in the right, like, you know, vein. Yeah. I also assume that you give great hugs and you smell like vanilla. I've kind of said what kind of scents I use, but I do love the comment about great hugs. I think that's such a great compliment. It just means someone's comfortable with you, but also like that normally you're comfortable with them and they can feel that. I don't know. I love, yeah. Next one is, your favorite movie is Jennifer's Body. I have not seen it. I have not seen a lot of movies. I try and keep up to date with what's coming out and stuff, but yeah, I have not seen a lot of things. 74 is, you're very creative and good at storytelling. I feel like I'm quite creative. I mean, like I've said, I used to do a lot of painting as well. Yeah. 75 is, you definitely wear a lot of cool jewelry. Now that one's pretty much like a 50-50 toss-up on whether it's right or not. I mean, I know some people mix metals. I don't really do that. But yeah, that's a 50-50 toss up, and I wonder if like I wonder which way other like I I don't know. I just want to know if other people agree with that one. You give me the vibe that you're a savory over sweet type of person, and I don't know why. I mean, I do have a sweet tooth. I said that earlier, but I do crave savory things more, I think. Like, if I'm craving a specific thing, it's usually savory, whereas sometimes I'll just crave something sweet, and it's not a specific sweet thing, it's just something sweet. And the next one is, you seem like the type of person who likes to watch murder mysteries. Yeah. I feel like you guys can read me like a book. It's crazy. I feel like you like the color orange, like something bright. That one I prefer red, but a bright red, like, yeah. I feel like you like staying at home more than going out to a party. I love staying at home. I love cuddling up on the couch with people, that kind of thing. But I am like a sociable person. Well, I get tired quite easily, but in general, like, I enjoy socializing, so I like parties. This one I put like a note next to it because this person, they put like 5 questions in all of the other fields, and then for the assumptions about me, they put one thing, and it's just, you take prescribed medication. And I don't know how to take that one. Like, that just felt wild to me, that like that was the one thing they assumed about me after all of those questions, but yeah. You don't eat baby carrots, unfortunately. Yeah, well, that's quite the assumption. You give off a really caring and this one was so sweet. You give off a really caring and nurturing energy, like someone who'd make a great teacher, nurse, doctor, vet, yeah, that kind of thing. Obviously, like I said, I'm not going to clarify things, but that's really sweet, and I love that. The next one is, you wear a lot of jewelry. It kind of depends what you define as a lot. Like, I have quite a few different things that I wear, but like, not a bunch of them. I don't know. You seem to give off the vibe that you're kind of introverted. I am at home. That's what I've been like trying to say, is like, out in the world, I like to talk to people, but to be like completely honest, the one thing that I like slip up on with these is that when I'm really comfortable, I actually like don't talk that much. Like, I'm happy to just lie there in mutual silence, or whatever. And so sometimes I'm making these audios and I have to think of things to fill the silence that I wouldn't normally like put in there. But yeah. This one I also put a note next to, because this person, they didn't fill out any of the other boxes. They literally just put, "You're short as fuck." That was it. I love that. The next one was, you love Arcane. This one I am going to comment on because it's on my list. It is, and it has been since someone mentioned it in the last QnA, and I just haven't got around to watching it yet. I've seen more about it. I really want to watch it now. But yeah, I haven't yet. The next one is, you hate the matcha trend. I've tried matcha. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but I don't hate on other people having matcha. It's cute for them. You probably never put an IKEA rat on a pile of cheap jewelry. I have not. That's that one. The next one was, you own a very elaborate coffee maker, and I'm going to expose myself here. I use instant coffee for like everything. Yeah, I never use anything else, basically. I never buy it from like coffee shops either. I make my own from the instant coffee, and then I take it places. I don't know. Yeah. I like this one. I don't know why, but I feel like you have a shit ton of piercings in a cool way. I mentioned this in like another Q&A I did because someone asked as well. I have quite a few. At the moment, I think I have, 9. I have 9. I did have more. I took some of them out. I would like some more. But yeah, I have, quite a few. The next one is, you had ants on a log as a kid. I had to Google this, and what I saw scared me. No, I'm joking. I didn't have it as a kid, but, it looks like the kind of thing that I would have had as a kid, so. I like this one as well. They assume that I had a shag or a mullet. Again, I will neither confirm nor deny. But yeah. Well, not yeah. Well, anyway. And then the last one, number 93, is you like baggy clothes, which I feel like has kind of been answered. Yeah, so that was my Q&A. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if you could tell. I hope you could. I hope if you were listening to this to get to sleep, that you're asleep now. I hope if you're listening to this to get something done, I hope you got it done. If you are listening at the end, like, that's crazy. Lots of stamina, because I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Thank you so much to everyone who put in questions. I love answering them, especially like the random ones. It's just fun. Have a good time, and hopefully you have a good time listening to it. Thank you again so much for 5,000 subscribers. That is absolutely crazy. Like, I love it so much. I really enjoy this, and I hope you can all see that and feel that from what I put into it. So yeah. If you're going to sleep, good night. If you are waking, well, I doubt you're waking up, but if it is your morning and you're doing stuff, good morning. Yeah, have a good rest of your day, rest of your week, rest of your month, whatever. And I will see you in the next audio I put out, which I have no idea what it will be because I don't know when this is coming out. But yeah, have a great day. Bye.